What's happening, world? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Cognac Confessionals. I'm your host, Deshaun, here at Where Media Meets Studios, in conjunction with BJTV, Farrell Films, History in the Making Entertainment, Keep It Cloudy Productions. Uh, Shout out to the Venus Lounge as always. It's a beautiful Friday, you know. It's a great day. But everybody, Farrell couldn't be here tonight, so y'all keep our co-host in prayers. Wish him well, get well soon. Farrell at Farrell Films. Let everybody introduce themselves. Starting with my co-host to the left.
Hey yo, man! Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. It's your boy Camouflage Rail, man. I'm in the building, man. We gotta, again shout out to give another shout out to my boy P, man. I know you watching, man. I know you gonna watch when you're ready, man. So this one's for you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Pete, man. Farrell, we with you, man. Get well soon, bro. And our guest tonight, I'll let you introduce yourself, my brother.
All right. My name is Darren White. I'm Eddie and Maxine's son, and I'm the founder and executive director of Realize Potential Inc. And I'm also the CEO of AW Consulting. It's an honor and privilege to be here tonight on your show. I truly appreciate your brothers. Anybody
sure.
doing anything positive from the town,
Yes.
I'm with it. And it needs to be promoted, and it needs to be funded, and keep it going.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. We apologize for the late start, man. I had a tree fall on my car like 30 minutes ago.
Hey, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm here, man. So
We
you know,
fall
shit.
down.
Yeah.
We get
That's
up.
crazy. It ain't
Right.
even
You know
like
what
no
I'm saying?
type of wind like that. But yeah, tree fell on my car, man, and we still on. So we
Still gonna make it happen, man.
Like the youngsters I work with say, life be life, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you realize, man, it could be worse, man.
Yes.
So,
Real.
really,
Yes.
gotta straighten up quick, man. When you think about that.
It could always be worse.
Always be worse.
We here. So, welcome to the show, my good brother.
Man, thank you.
Make sure. Okay, so how you doing?
Man, I'm well, man. I'm doing well. I was saying that God did His job today. He woke us up,
Yeah.
and it's up to us to do the rest. You know what I mean?
True that.
So, no complaints, man. I'm just happy to be here. You know, I was introduced to you
Yeah.
through my good friend Mike, our good friend Mike,
Yeah.
and
That's the cigar community.
yeah, through the cigar
Along with my
community.
frat brothers. Yeah.
And we were talking, and he said he had a podcast, and I told him that had some stuff I'm doing in the community, and he welcomed me to come talk about what I got going on,
That's what we here.
helping brothers. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to be here.
All right. So before we go into your ventures and your companies and your organizations, let's give people a little rundown of your history and who you are.
Man, I'm just D White from town,
Yeah.
born and raised. With the OUSD,
Mhm.
Howard King, Skyline. Played for the Dynamites. Played Skyline.
Shout out to
Yeah, Dynamites, OD alumni out there. That organization has served thousands of young men over the years. Yes, and I'm just from the town, man, a brother that's trying to do things to help the community,
Yes.
and just one of the cats from the town, man.
That's what's up. So your organization, because we was talking, because we met cigar event, my frat brothers, and then they all lined in, even though I don't smoke no more, but I still support my brother. I go out there and kick and hang and meet people. So we was chopping it up, and he was talking about his organization. So run through what your organization is and your mission statement.
Well, our mission statement is to reduce any barriers that any young person or young adult is having to finish their education, to better themselves, or to get employed, right? And the organization is called Realize Potential. You can go to our website and check it out. It's rpicares.com. And I started up this nonprofit with a good friend of mine. Rest in peace. His name was Jeff Winton.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Jeff. We went to high school together, and I was working at the mentoring center at the time. He saw me working with these young men. He said, "Man, you know, you just start a foundation in your mother's name," because my mother had passed a few years earlier. And I said, "Well, I don't know too much about foundations, but I know a lot about nonprofits." So he said, "Man, we're gonna start a nonprofit." So Jeff helped with all the paperwork, got it up and running. He was my deputy director, and before we got our first grant, he had a heart attack and passed. So he was there from the ground, from the seed, right right before I got the first grant, and we were doing some things pro bono out of pocket, but he didn't see it come to fruition. So he's with me every day, man. And
he saw it. He just didn't see it in the physical.
Exactly.
He doing the ancestral.
How old was bro?
Oh man, Jeff was probably 56 at the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Young still.
Yeah, man. It was just a few years ago. Um, so, man, what I concentrate on is young men.
Okay.
Right. My goal is to hopefully be able to provide some of the same opportunities that I had growing up through my parents, and I believe every youth should have an opportunity to be the best they can be.
True that.
Right?
True that.
You know, we're from the town.
Yes.
Right. And we know the town can throw some major roadblocks.
The town be towning.
The town be towning.
Town taxes is real.
Throw some major roadblocks. You know, I know everybody in this room probably lost a lot of friends over the years.
Definitely.
Right. And so my goal is just to be that conduit to these young men and young adults to steer them in the right way.
Okay.
And help them any way I can. So I do fatherhood workshops bi-weekly at the Eastmont Town Center.
Okay.
Inside the Boss Wellness Center. The next workshop is on the 4th and the 25th of June.
Okay.
And then I also do a workshop called GAME, which is an anti-sex trafficking, human trafficking workshop.
You got to look out for the sisters.
You got to look out
for
the
young women.
You got to take care of it. And young men are being trafficked as well.
True.
Right? So I come from the lens of from a men's lens about having a cognitive change how we look at our women, how we treat our women.
Yes.
Right? Because we learn from someone how to treat women by either being talked to by older cats, older uncles and brothers and fathers, or just observing. Right? And sometimes you're not getting the best role model, best information on how to treat women. Exactly. And then my other program is called Fathers with Soul. So I work with any age father. We discuss issues that us as fathers have. It's kind of like our chop it up session.
Okay.
We cover communication, co-parenting, financial literacy, child support. Anything that fathers that going through, we talk about.
Right. And child support, I think the misconception of child support, what people don't, the thing that people lose sight of when it comes to child support is based on the amount of time the child is in your care. The money what y'all make, no. That's what it is. I have the rule book.
Don't be math.
No, listen. If you know the rules, you can't get schooled. What happens is lack of knowledge. People go in and not knowing what to do and and claiming and doing
people
stuff.
Gonna get railroaded off top.
Oh, true.
You can't come with that lawyer.
Well, no, you don't need a lawyer. You just need to know the rules of the game. Ain't no lawyers that taught us how to play spades. Ain't no lawyer taught us how to shoot dice. Ain't no lawyer taught us to play basketball or baseball. But we know the rules and study the shit that we want to. You need to study the rules on that and know how to get that shit at 3 in the morning. I'm just telling you. Child support, the system
saying that, but
is
I know
based.
How they want you to come with a legal jargon. You come with I'm trying
I did
to
it
tell
years
you
ago. Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
Sit your ass down.
What's up, Is? Bud Trapper,
I know what
Cab
you're saying.
K.
Though.
No,
Like,
listen
knowledge
to
is
him.
power, but
Years
I know a
ago,
lot of niggas that know that shit and that shit ain't
years
panned
ago,
out like that. You don't think Terrell Owens and Floyd
I,
Mayweather and everybody else know what the fuck? Like, they
listen to
go off of what the fuck, how much they want to tax your
years
ass.
ago.
I know
years
niggas
ago.
that make damn near the same amount of money,
Hey,
income, W-2, same amount of
no
kids on the
lawyer.
shit, and they getting their ass waxed in different ways.
Oh,
And it's crazy.
that's because
They both getting their ass waxed.
Lack of knowledge.
But
I speak on it from personal experience from past relationships back in the day. Went through it all, and I don't have no kids on child support. I'm graduated from that cesspool. But no lawyer. Got the game, got the actual book, and showed it to the lawyer in court, and she looked,
oh, you do
nodded.
some shit like that and submit it as evidence for
No,
sure.
you got it. You got it.
Yeah, they
That's
gotta
what I'm
look
saying.
at it because it's
You-
on record.
You
Yeah,
can't
when you do it like
school.
that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't bullshit a West Indian bullshit
So
artist.
that's
So
that's
that's
gonna
it. So
be
that
a good percentage of males watching this show, unfortunately.
See,
I know
see how
have
this
been
topic,
through that.
see how
so,
that just me mentioning this topic
Yeah,
spark
so-
conversation.
that's
So-
what
This
it's
is how
doing.
the workshops are.
Right.
This is what I do. I drop a jewel.
yeah,
I,
and let us
and
go.
then let us go. Let us go. Right?
Yeah, 'cause
So let's touch on that real quick. We don't have
Real
to
quick.
spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
But what's the best advice? Because I don't know it. Because if I was to be in that position, I don't could just seeing the different how it's all over the place with the shit. It's not like you be like, oh well, he lives in fucking New York and this nigga lives in the Bay.
Well, you got
Or
states,
he works
states,
like he
states.
works hella overtime and he don't. Like how does the shit like how do it
All
go?
that stuff
Because
is
I know
equated,
niggas that
but
don't work no overtime and
it's
niggas that work
base.
overtime and make 100 bands more.
the
So
base,
how does
the base is your percentage of time the child is in your care. So, and what courts generally try not to do is do 50-50 because
yeah
the court is your pimp. Let's
Man,
call it what it is.
And
The court is your pimp.
On the blade.
The court is your pimp. So if it's truly 50-50 custody, split everything, there's no need for support.
That's what I would.
In
That's
in
what
the
I would
law,
argue. That's
you
what I would argue
call
in the
it.
court of law.
But courts
Shit.
will tell you that's too much.
But ain't worked out
That's-
like
that's-
that for a lot of
That could be
niggas, though.
damaging to a
Right.
child to go week to week, which is bullshit.
Right.
Don't let the
But
courts
I'm saying,
pimp
but what about the ones that it truly is 50-50 and a man end up?
you. You just got to be on top of your stuff. And you have. Here's the thing, because we, and either side, because I know men that have come out on top on the child support system,
Mhm.
and women have forever.
Right.
But you got to be on top of your stuff, your paperwork,
Yep.
your documentation,
Have your ducks in a row.
your what you spending your money on the thing, a gift, and everything. So, and I'm gonna say this, and don't nobody bash me or nothing. I'm just gonna give you. I speak facts, not feelings.
So this is your I statement.
Yeah, this is facts, not feelings. When it comes to child support, here's the thing, and this is just you strip everything down to its bare, to its lowest common denominator. When it comes to child support, whatever the judge tells you pay, that's what you pay. You technically don't pay a penny, quarter, nickel, dime more than what they tell you to pay. If you do, that's on you. I'm not telling you not to, but I'm just giving you the rules. So if it says you pay $700 a month, and she come later with, oh, we need this. I paid what I'm supposed to pay. Anything other than that is not your legal responsibility. Your moral responsibility is different.
Take care of that
Those
child.
are two different things.
Right.
But I'm speaking legally because we're talking. Once you go to court, you put yourself in a legal term and a legal representation. That's why y'all need to go get Black's Law Dictionary. You niggas gonna know.
My moral responsibility would be way more than what the
True.
court can impose on me.
And
That's what's laughable to me. About
and the
this
thing
shit.
about that, I'm gonna tell you is, a lawyer will tell you if you pay a nickel, penny, quarter, a dollar of what you're supposed to pay, you the fool.
Right. See how this is just how my workshops go.
Yeah.
I come with a topic, and then it turns into a chop it up session.
Right.
Right. And
That's
back
a
to your
beautiful thing.
question, brother. you said what would be some of the best advice
Yeah.
about the child support situation. My best advice is be very selective of who you lay
Real
down
quick.
with.
For
And
sure.
how
Before
you
you get there,
right,
I knew you was gonna say that.
right,
you got
right.
to.
So I'm coming from this lens
That's
in
a
my
fact.
groups,
I need to.
right?
Yeah.
So
That's
because
right.
these young brothers and even some gentlemen our age,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we're men, we're visual,
Visual.
we're visual. Oh, she
That
thick,
ass.
she's got this thing, man.
Cute.
But does she have any mental health issues in her family?
You can't
Right.
raise a kid.
Oh, God.
Right? Does she have good morals and
Social
does she value education? Right?
Mhm.
We have to be very selective with who you choose to, like the old saying, you lay down with dogs, you
Wake up,
fleas,
please.
and that works both for
Yeah.
for men and women. So
True.
don't
Sisters.
jump on me.
Sisters,
talking-
choose the
right.
nigga that you let skeet up.
So
Be mindful.
be very selective, and once that child is here, you have to take responsibility. That child did not ask to be here.
True.
So it ain't about you no more, fellas. You can't be in line first to get Jordans and all that stuff,
We
right?
need
You got
matching sets.
you gotta wait until they go on sale. You gotta take care of that child.
Yeah.
You understand?
Matching sets.
So it's a responsibility. And there's no greater, I feel, no greater responsibility or thing you can be as a man, as a father, right? It's a blessing,
Yes, it is.
right? So that's what I start with, and then well, it's already here, and I didn't know this, and I didn't know that. Yeah, but you jumped right in bed,
Yeah.
right?
Sex is easy.
You know, that's the easy part.
Physical
It's
is
the
easy.
part that after comes. That's the
Physical
hard
is
part.
easy. And I'm
So-
not telling you I don't want to have sex with people.
Man,
Hey, we
come on,
natural. We're hunter gatherers.
That's right. And we're human. And we're men.
We gonna
So-
see shit. It's always gonna unless you blind. And shit, Ray Charles was grabbing him by the wrist and be like, "Oh yeah, she's saying cool." Hey.
I just feel
Well,
like
I'm
the
just
messed
saying.
up part of it. So,
Mhm.
like, just to clarify what I was saying is,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
the courts. I could.
It's set up to fuck you.
I would do
Yeah.
more than what the
Yeah.
courts would ever impose on me. So somebody might hear that and be like, "Oh, what you mean? If I'm a billionaire, they deserve $1 million a month." I'm not saying that, but because my time, like your time, like taking them fishing or doing this or showing them that,
You can't put
that
no
shit
price
is
tag on
like
it.
priceless.
It's priceless.
Can't put no
Stuff.
price
You know what I
tag.
mean? So that's what I mean. Like,
Oh, yeah, I get what you're
clear
saying.
about that.
Mhm.
You know
What
I
I'm
mean?
saying
'Cause-
is legally, don't get me wrong. I did my moral responsibility, but I
Yeah.
know my legal responsibility.
Yeah.
The thing I'm saying is, you don't get credit for anything extra you do.
Yeah,
I'm speaking. This is all legal
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, you're in court, so everything's legal.
Yeah.
The moral shit. Don't get me wrong. We have a divine sense of parenting that we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the court, the system that is set up that you have to that more than likely she brought you into,
Yeah.
it's a whole different beast.
I just think the worst part about that is that the child is.
It's off the
See,
Uh,
so basically,
True.
and because you and her got to that point where you're going to somebody else to figure
mediate.
out, to mediate.
Right.
Damn, great word. To mediate the situation, the child is already in a bad position, bro. So,
All right.
like, no matter how much we think, oh, I'm paying and fine and it's good. No, it's not good because it already went there.
You can. What I will say is, as men, and this is some real advice. If you're in this situation, don't run from it.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
You can't really run from it.
Learn the rules and learn what it really means because you can come out on top if you on top of your shit. I'm speaking from experience.
You know what? I want him to speak too.
Yeah.
But to me, just the thing that you just reminded, running from that shit is like every feet you run, somebody's gonna throw another brick on you.
Darts. It's
So now, yeah, the
irresponsible.
next foot is all right, and then you're gonna go 3 feet, and it's gonna get a little heavier. And then when you get a couple more feet, you're gonna see how far you're gonna run because they're gonna put holes on your license. You're gonna owe
passport.
you're gonna owe the shit
You
until
can't get a regular
until that
job.
death certificate is served. you're gonna owe that money, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like, so before it gets there, bro, like he said,
Be
man,
mindful of who
you gotta
taking
play.
you down.
What's the movie? What's the movie that back in the day, man? Where the movie was played backwards. It was it with Denzel? With some of the
Deja
movie,
vu?
Yeah,
like
deja
Deja
vu.
Vu, right?
Yeah.
So you have to go back and you gotta think when you meet a woman, bro.
Mhm.
Like you gotta think about,
Gotta be mindful.
like bro was saying, like yeah, man.
Yeah.
It takes
Everyone ain't that one, man.
Yeah.
They look good, and it's
Like
getting
the homie-
harder because
like the homie
with the
DP
social
said,
media
you gotta
age,
have
everything
emotional
is there.
intelligence.
Emotional intelligence. That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Shout out to DB.
Shout out to DB.
Right, right. So
Feels
yeah, so on that point, basically, is have your ducks in a row.
Yes.
Be accountable, gentlemen, and ladies as well.
Yeah, sisters.
Ladies, we have to be accountable for our actions and behavior because every action has a reaction.
True.
Right. So, and it's also a case by case basis.
Yes.
Right.
No cases are like yes.
Right. So everybody has to, like I said, go in there with their ducks in a row and just try to make sure that the number one concern is the child.
True.
Right. Is the child and handling responsibility, and that's what I talk to the gentleman about because everybody has different issues why they're there, and so what I do is I connect them to services.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also a member of the Father Corps with Alameda County First Five. It's called Father's Corps.
Okay.
We're 10 years. This is our 10-year in existence, and what we do is we go to our agencies and we make sure that they're father friendly.
Okay.
Because a lot of fathers, they're not including anything. The kid gets in trouble at school. Who they gonna call? The mama. Right.
That's right.
Right. So your name is on the emergency car. We say call the father. Right. When you go to the doctor with your child, you look around at the pictures on the wall. What you see? Women with children. We go and advocate. Say, hey, you don't see any pictures of men in here with their children. So can you put some pictures up? Right. You go to the doctor. It's women's magazines laying around. We can't have Sports Illustrated or GQ magazines or something laying around. So what we do is we advocate at our agencies and our programs first. We came up with some principles, fatherhood principles, that we have our agencies and other agencies adopt to make sure that they're including fathers, right? And we meet twice a month in Alameda and then online. And so it's all about making sure fathers are included because a lot of times we're a second thought.
Yeah.
And so that's why I do workshops called Fathers with Soul.
So to piggyback off that also, because what also happens is you have this lane that, like they said, it's usually the moms, but in schools and organizations will prey upon that role. If they see a united front,
oh yeah,
then it's harder to play the game with you.
Right.
Because, and this is even for parents, even if you're not together as a couple, you still should need to be a united front when it comes to your seed.
Exactly.
Both of y'all should be at the parent-teacher conference. Both of y'all should be at whatever meeting, whatever, the graduations, the whatever. Y'all should be there. Whatever conversation need to happen with that child, y'all both need to be there to show that, hey, it's us versus y'all.
That's right.
Because they will play you against yourself, and the school, whatever organization, they will play the mom as, oh, it's just the mom. Okay, so we ain't gotta do this because the mom probably ain't up on this part of the game. And sisters, and if you got good male role models in your life, even if it's an uncle,
that's right,
or a cousin, or if it's the dad or your own dad, some male figure need to be in those meetings that when it comes to the school with you to show that it's just not this energy.
That's right.
The feminine energy that's in this meeting. You got masculine energy in here as well, because
that's right. It takes two.
Y'all
to
get
that.
You get that at 3 in the morning, man.
To take two.
You need that
to raise the child and be involved.
Yeah. So, where can the general public find the resources to get in contact with you and your group?
So I can be reached by email at dwight@rpicares.com. You can go to my
webpage, which is rpicares.com. And you can call me directly at 510-230-8450 and ask for me and ask if you need resources. I have organizations I do job readiness as well, anger management, life coaching. Like I said, I do fatherhood and anti-sex work. I do COVID outreach. COVID is not over, you guys.
Oh no, it's
COVID's
just,
not over, so I
no,
do COVID outreach as well.
yeah,
But that's where you can reach me, and I have, like I said, a lot of other agencies that if I can't help you, I can refer you to. I have a large network and organizations that are here in Oakland and the Bay Area that can help.
that's what's up.
Yeah. So don't hesitate to call, especially if you're looking for employment. But here's the thing, Sean. People always say they want a job,
You got
but
to be.
are you ready to work?
Thank you.
It's a different. It's a different job.
You can want.
Oh, Mr. White, I need a job. Yeah, but are you ready to work? That
Right.
means
Are
you
you
have to
coachable?
consider. Are you coachable? Right? Are you ready to get up at a certain time every day
Yes.
and get there on time? Right?
Right.
Do the job without attitude.
Right.
Show up not with your pants sagging and smelling like a gang of weed.
Please
Right?
So
don't.
we're not gonna say what Mark and what Mark
No,
said.
no. I laughed. I laughed at Mark Anthony's comment earlier.
But Isadore said the
Isadore.
older cats understand the shit. The younger kids are the ones that need the workshop. But some, in caps of the OGs, and I say some in caps again, cause they just don't care.
True. I mean,
True.
it's what is the age range? Speaking of, yeah. So, what is the
Okay.
age range? Excuse me. Age range of the young adults that you work with?
From I work with all ages, but I concentrate on 18 to 25,
Mhm.
right? Because that's that stage where they're going into
Yeah, if you're
manhood.
running around willy-nilly, 30, 40, 50, man, you,
Right.
you need a reset.
Right, but the fatherhood workshop is for any age father,
Okay.
any father, and it's for men. But a lot of women are father figures,
Yes.
so we don't turn anyone away.
Okay.
Right? But I also work with young men as well, preteens and teenagers, right? Because those young men are in their formative years,
Yes.
and they just need, OG or a big homie, a
Need
big
somebody.
friend, a male, a positive
Influence.
Because here's the thing, a lot of times they say, you don't have no male in your life, right? But having a negative male
Yeah.
in
It's
your
a
life
Three
it's almost could be worse than having just
None.
none at all.
True.
Because if you in there trying to game him up on selling dope or be out here in these streets, that's the negative impact on that young
worse.
person, male or female.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So it's not just having a male in the home or a
Right.
male to talk to.
Right.
It's having a
Well, even
positive
if you ain't like
male.
teaching them the lens that a kid has, especially a boy is gonna have on his father is so sharp that even though you might not be saying do this, do that, or do this, he's seeing what
He's seeing
you're
what
doing,
you're doing.
and
Exactly.
the mistakes that you do, he gonna sit back and be like, he didn't see it because he loves you so much, bro. Like I could just speak upon, my father, rest in peace. Like certain things he did, I seen I wasn't even mad at him for doing certain shit. I'm just like, okay, I see you fucking up, but I seen it at a younger age than I think he thought I did.
Oh, well, kids pay attention. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, but I'm gonna piggyback on what you were saying earlier, as far as the difference between having any type of male influence in your life as opposed to none. You can grow up with no male influence, and you'll wonder, well, what will my dad or what will my uncle do in this situation, as opposed to having somebody there that's a negative influence and be like, they're like, oh man, we got broads, we doing this,
Right.
and now you have an answer. It's one thing to wonder without a concrete answer, but you have somebody physically showing you the wrong side, and you're probably gonna lean towards that because it's in your face. It's tangibles.
Right.
It's a negative tangible, but it's there.
I just did a workshop a couple weeks ago. It was about 8 or 9 young men there, and I asked them, "Who was your role model how to treat women?"
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's how I asked the question. And one young man raised his hand. He said, "My mama, my auntie." I said, "Oh," I said, "Hold on." I said, "Sorry, young man." I said, let me rephrase the question.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your male role model of how you learned to treat women?"
Mm-hmm.
Not one of the young men in the room had one.
Right.
It was like, and I was like, okay. See, I said, and then I said, see, this is why I had to change the way I asked the question. And so then we went in to, and I was asking them, how they view women and where they kind of got their views of women from, and it went right to the music. It goes to the movies they watch,
True.
right? It goes to how they see people in their neighborhood treat women because they didn't have someone in the home to do that. And so I said, one of the questions I always ask when it comes to sex trafficking, I say, do you think it's wrong or right? Right?
Mm-hmm. Wrong.
It's wrong. I always get at least one that say, "Well, if she gang goofy, I'm gonna get my bread." And I said, and then this is how I hit them. But what if that was your mama?
Right.
Or was that your sister? Or whatever. Oh, I'll kill him. So you would kill him if that was your people, but it's okay for somebody else's sister and mama or cousin to be out being trafficked on the blade.
Exactly.
Right? And so, like I say, I drop some little seeds and I let them grow, try to water them into positive. The key is to just, to get a cognitive change of how young men and just people are thinking.
Right.
Right? Because any learned behavior can be unlearned.
True that. You got to unlearn everything you've been taught and rethink it because you have to think outside the box and come back and destroy the box.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to break it down like in the military. They break it completely down.
They break you down to
and
build
then
you up.
build you back up. So,
yes.
And like in my workshops, for example, the young men, we do group agreements. We don't do rules. I don't like rules either. Not too many people like rules, but we do group agreements. And my two number one group agreements, there's no N words in my workshops. And there's no B words in my workshop. Depending on which class it is, it's automatic 10, 20 push-ups, right?
Okay.
And then as they go, they start monitoring each other, right? And they be like, "Oh, you said the N word. Give me 10."
I say everything, but one things I learned young is curse words is your excuse for not finding the right words to say.
Right.
So once you expand your vocabulary, you learn how to articulate yourself in very well spoken ways. Like I can cuss somebody out in ways that and don't have to raise my voice, don't have to say things. Don't get me wrong. There is a physical gratification or a mental stimuli from just going there. There is. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, it
but
is.
At the same time, you can do it so poignantly to where they just be like, huh?
Yeah. So another thing that I do in my workshops when it comes to the fathers, right? We don't use the term baby mama or baby daddy.
Mother of my children.
That's the mother of my children.
Right.
And you talk to her yourself and try to get her to say, no, he's the father of my child.
Right.
Right. Because that baby mama, baby daddy
is so connotation to it.
As a negative connotation, and it's dismissive. Like, oh, he's just like the song. It's just my baby daddy.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's just it's my spawn girl.
Yeah. So
it's just the chick I lay down with.
Right. So as we're going through these workshops, these are things that I hold the young men accountable to, and then they start holding themselves accountable. They'll say, "Yeah, my baby. Oh, I mean the mother of my child,
right?
Or my child's mother." And they start holding themselves accountable.
Been chipping away at that if you ain't really tripped. Like
for what?
over time, like people been kind of because when we started saying that shit years ago,
When
nobody
that song
knew
came
that's
out.
what it was. You know what I mean? But now, I done said it here and there, and somebody get defensive, like, man, don't say that. I'm like, what?
Right.
Okay, all right. Then after a few people say it, like, you should catch on. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
motherfuckers is kind of sensitive to that shit. Like, I say it to my niggas, but
Right. And just like,
I got to do some push-ups.
right. But see, y'all grown.
Hey,
Right. And we here chopping up. We here at
Yeah,
doing
so-
but it's the younger brothers that these are the
Yeah.
this on my website.
To me, it's just
It
discipline.
got to be the
like,
change you want to see.
yeah.
Right.
I got a comment
Go
from
ahead.
my guy Isidore. I've known Isidore since junior high and elementary school, but he says, I believe every young man should experience the military. Hold on. His comment. Oh, here it goes. Every man should experience the military because it's a place to widen horizons, broaden your vocabulary, and teach responsibility. So, and I can relate to him on that because in the ninth grade in Oakland at Roosevelt, I was company commander
Okay. ROTC.
of ROTC. I was company commander,
Okay.
and I was a wild ass youngster. But Sergeant Barnett saw something in me. I was in the ninth grade. I was in charge of everything. I was company commander in charge, and I was like, whoa. He's like, yeah, you. I was like, whoa. And it just that power, that responsibility. And you couldn't come up to me at school. I'm junior high at Roosevelt in the Dubs. You couldn't come up and say some craziness to me if you was on, because I make you drop and give me 20. Drop and give you.
Right.
But at the same time, I had to own it. Because one time he made me, I didn't do something. And I had to do 200 in the class. And at the end, you just don't get up. Permission to recover, sir. For real. And you could sit there, like, you sitting there like, recover, and you get up. But that was some structure.
Right.
Now I had family
It's
members.
all about discipline. That's
Yeah.
what we've been
Discipline.
talking about. The
Discipline
last
and
few
structure.
minutes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Now,
That was for me, and I can only speak for me on this. And I think back, like I said, back to then, I'm like, wow, I really got tasked with some major responsibilities of leadership at a young ass age. It was like, damn. Now I didn't go into the military after, but then was like, whoa,
right.
like damn.
Back to your young man's comment about the military. Now, if the military is for you, I think that's great. Not everybody wants to go. I knew early on that I wasn't going into the military. My dad was military, my uncle's military, my cousin's military. That's how my family got out here from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah,
right.
Yours and mine both.
Right.
So the military wasn't for me, but I played sports from a young age. So I got a lot of discipline from playing sports.
Right.
Teamwork, discipline, physical fitness. Being able to work with people that you don't get along with, but in between those lines, you brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So it's all about accountability and discipline. So I do believe the military is great for the person who wants to go into that. Like I said, majority of my family is military, so I don't have anything negative to say about it. It just wasn't for me.
Right. I had a train of thought, and I kind of lost it. But
I mean, it'd be tough for me to go into the military.
the
at
military,
this point.
yeah.
I think that's a thing now that people is just like, unfortunately, it's a whole different like era.
It's different.
It's
I can speak for. So
But I can totally relate.
in high school,
OG, though.
I'll tell you this: in high school, I graduated high school in '92. So, like I said, I was company commander ROTC ninth grade. In high school, I used to come home from school. They were in my fucking living room.
Oh, the recruiters.
Sitting there like he was going to D1.
Because I had an auntie that was military.
Like that boy was
my
6'6"
grandfather.
with 4'1"
My
speed.
grandfather's military. I had, so I have some military in my family.
Right.
But they used to be in my living room, and I'm like, bruh,
Yeah, y'all was
I'm trying to do something.
Yeah.
Dude, we was rappelling off.
See, that's
We was
where
rappelling off the gym
Really?
in the 9th grade. Yeah,
They was
Wow. They was getting y'all really ready, huh?
They was looking at you to be a leader for real.
Yeah. I used to see the ROTC.
At Roosevelt, we rappelled off the gym in the 9th grade, and I had on some these weird ass sweatpants. Shit was weird, but we used to. Yeah. I used to, and you had to wear your uniform every Wednesday, all day.
All day. I remember.
Wasn't no coming to the school and check. No, you
all day.
All day, and I was color guard. I was company commander, and I was color guard.
That's why they was knocking at your door.
Yeah.
They thought you was gonna be Captain General.
Hey, I can hit you from
leading the military by now.
I can hit you from some yards with a 30-06.
Hey.
I learned some shit.
Push-ups.
But
saying that work.
For real.
For sure.
But so discipline. You got the men's workshop. Let's speak on your workshops you got coming.
Yeah. So the workshops I have coming up right now. I have let me pull them up real quick. The next one, they're bi-weekly. Like I said, they're bi-weekly.
So wait, tell them where exactly.
Yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to pull up the new.
I posted your website.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you.
I put the comment in there. Oh, matter of fact, let me go back up.
Let me get because I have a couple of things.
So what P said though right here? P said.
All right.
A lot of morally ambiguous folks out there. The family is precious, but will abuse someone else's family.
Oh yeah, that's the whole comment of if it's my, as long as it ain't my sister, my auntie, then it's free game. That's bullshit.
Right.
That's some weak ass shit.
We have to be our own brothers and sisters keepers, especially in this time, this political climate right now. What's going on? Ain't nobody coming to save us but us. Right. We have to look out for each other.
True.
Right? We have to look at each other, and we have to hold our people accountable too.
Yes.
But look, everybody know they got a cousin or somebody they doing right.
Oh, for sure.
And you as the male figure, exactly.
That's
as a male figure, and even the aunties and the big moms that's in their 40s now. But that's another topic. But you have to hold them accountable, even if they don't stop doing it. When they come around you, you got to check that behavior. Right. At least when they come around you, we going to auntie house. We put on some cologne. I can't just smell like weed.
Exactly.
Let me pull my pants up.
We
have to check that behavior, y'all. It's us. We got to get back to the village.
Right.
That village mentality. We got to take care of each other.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
So we talk a lot about our people from the lens of like the things we have to correct, and I think that is something that we should do. But what is there anything that our people is doing right now?
Yes.
Somebody say.
I'll speak on that.
Besides, like what you're doing. Like,
no.
That
I'm gonna speak on something totally different. Just give me. It's graduation season, right?
Yes, it's a bunch of graduations right now.
You know how many brothers and sisters just graduated from college this month or this past few weeks?
Well,
all black folks.
So
all the HBCUs.
So without saying yet the exact number or anything like that, what I do know is that black women are the number one degree getters out of everybody right now. They're killing it. Google it, look it up.
Yeah.
All the shit. They're
sisters, and stop calling them black. You know we had that conversation. Sisters. Y'all not
melanated
black.
Women.
Melanated. You're not black. If you call yourself a color, you put yourself in a box. That's what you oralize or verbalize is true.
The melanated women is the number one right now, getting the degrees right now. They're killing it. They're wrecking shop right now.
Hey, my cousin just got her master's. We just was celebrating last week.
They're killing everybody.
Well,
right
my daughters have their master's
for them.
I went back to school
per their
2 years ago and finished up.
That's what's
right?
Yeah,
the 58.
Bro. They not
playing
no games.
That's dope. Education is key.
Education is key. So what I have coming up next is I'm at a wellness event, and it is the East Oakland the East Oakland Collaborative,
Okay.
and it's called a wellness fair, and that's going to be Tuesday, June 17th,
Okay.
from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that's going to be at 7800 MacArthur, right
Okay.
there by the
78th
mall.
and MacArthur.
78th and MacArthur. Come through, right? We're going to have there's quite a few vendors going to be there. I'm going to be talking about life coaching and self-care. Going to have PPE, getting out some swag. There's going to be different organizations there, so that's what I have. It's going to be free food. It's going to be goodies. What else they have? They're going to have come out and enjoy fitness, acupuncture, massages, free goodies by local businesses and organizations. And I'm going to be one of the organizations tabling, and that is from the East Oakland Collaborative. A good friend of mine, Elise, works for them, and the executive director, Candace Elder, is the executive director. Powerful, and positive sister that runs
salute.
that
Respect.
agency. Right, so that's what I have going on right now. The next Fathers with Soul workshop is held at the Boss Wellness Center at 6955 Foothill Boulevard. I bet y'all didn't know that's the address of Eastmont Mall. So it's inside Eastmont
I
Mall.
never know the address to that shit. I just know how to get there.
Eastmont Mall, right
Eastmont
there.
Mall.
We had a studio there.
We used to, our studio used to be there
Our first
years
studio
ago.
was there.
We used to
And
be
it's my
there.
mall, and I still
We used to
don't
be
know
there.
the address.
Right.
So I got a question for
Go ahead.
Cam. Says, was it hard for you to start your nonprofit?
You know what? I had some great help. He might not have heard me talking about my brother Jeff Winton. Sorry, sister. It's you got to get your paperwork in order, and it takes time for the paperwork to go through, and then get your nonprofit number, but you got to get your ducks in a row. You've got to build your board, and you got to start. You got to just start. My best advice, if that's what you want to do, just start. Just like the Nike used to say, just do it. Just start, sister, and be persistent.
She was on the show last week. That's on the screen now. That's in the comment.
Oh,
and
okay.
her story is great. Sis, appreciate you. I got to piggyback off her question, because you talked about helping the youth and whatnot. How could someone who's interested in joining your organization, how would they reach out?
But just reach out, contact me. Anybody on here that's watching, that if y'all doing something positive, I'm with it. Right? It's about collaboration. Funders want to see people collaborate, especially now with the political climate.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. They're pulling a lot of funding that was going to our community to do the things like I'm doing. But if we come together, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing. Like I say, if you about being positive,
Yes.
I'm always interested in collaborating, and I'm easy to find. I'm right here in the town.
Yes,
You
you
know,
are.
the earth is my turf, and ain't nowhere I can go. I ain't got no funk with nobody.
We don't do
I'm
the
the
politics.
I'm
We
the
don't
coolest square
gatekeep.
you ever meet.
Square.
Right?
Square.
Right. So I'm
square life.
like a pool table.
And I want to make a call, to, man, to a lot of these melanated community leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Melanated community leader. Okay, that's
Yeah.
a tongue twister.
Yeah,
But
you
listen,
used to
man,
it.
they've done took away funding for another African American.
That's another mistake.
Here we go. Black.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll fuck with you. Go ahead.
Falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Look, they done took away from another melanated museum.
Mhm.
Funding shut down for it.
That's what they do.
Yeah, so where's y'all ballers, man? Y'all big boys, man. Where y'all at, man? We need y'all to rally up, man, and pick up some of that bill, man, because and we all need to put in, like even the little people like me, like we all need to come up with some kind of fund that we could disperse our monies around in a nature that's trustworthy.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing with my people, man, because
When it comes to us,
a lot of
business,
y'all y'all still don't get the whole trustworthy shit, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's sad,
Unfortunately.
because a lot of the businesses that I got going on right now,
Uh-huh.
with y'all, they ain't working out the way they work out with everybody else, man. So I'm just saying that just as a shout, man. Like,
Oh,
we need to
Isidore.
come together, bro, and like really
Isidore
put
asked
this
a
shit
question.
together.
He said, they shutting down the Black Museum in Oakland?
Now, I don't know about that for sure, but if it's funded by the feds, probably so.
Yes, the feds are pulling quite a bit of funding. That's anything that if it's written in. For example, they came out with a script of verbiage that if any of this was in a grant, federal grant, it's just kicked out and you can't even apply for it. Right? It's crazy, man. This world that we're living in, and this person that's in this
Gotta know the game.
in DC, man, it's doing a lot of people dirty.
I'm gonna say this.
But go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not. This is a call to, like we said, when it comes to child support. Mm-hmm. You need to get the book of instructions and learn the rules in the game of the shit, because once you become knowledgeable of the subject, the predicate, the whole
Verb, all that,
and all that. Once you know what you're supposed to know, the only way you can get got or outplayed or pushed out of your position is if you leave the back door open and you allow it to happen. This thing with Trump and his regime, because he's just the face of a movement, y'all.
Yes,
Stop,
right, for sure.
y'all.
He's the puppet.
The president is nothing but the name on the bottle of the alcohol that you choose to consume.
Yeah.
Once you learn the rules, they'll move the goalposts, but the more of us that learn the rules and apply those rules, they have to come up with new rules. They always come up with different rules once you become knowledgeable. Because let's look at back in the days. Let's take it back to the 80s. You know, or maybe even the early 90s for some of y'all. You know, we older. I'm 50. So, but when it comes to bankruptcies back then were a way for you to basically tell your creditors, fuck you, I ain't paying you. For them. That's what it was. And you still could keep what you had. I can't afford to pay this and now, and I can't. I'm $200 million. I'm $7 million in debt, and I got $50 million in assets. But on paper, I don't have $50 million in assets. So that's what they used to do. They used to do bankruptcy. That's why you laugh and they used to be like, "He'd been bankrupt this many times," and this, because that's how they reset. So once melanated people and brown people and other ethnicities started learning the game, they changed the rules of bankruptcy. See, once you learn how to play Monopoly the right way, and hey, everybody don't put 500 under free parking to start the game. DI. You niggas will get that 3 in the morning. Everybody don't put 500 under free parking.
One of your favorite terms is the 3 in the morning.
Oh, that's my shit.
Yeah,
That's when I'm dropping gems.
That's right, 3 in the
You know
morning.
what I'm saying? I drop gems. I drop gems like a fat kid.
Right.
I'm gonna give you the ism. You just gotta pay attention to what I say. I'm gonna give it to you.
It might be 3 in the morning though.
That's when you get it. That's the witching hours.
That's right. They wake up and get it right.
You know, but once you become fluent in the lingo, in a transactional situation, it's harder for you to get got. Yeah. So, all I'm saying is, what's up, brother Broski, my guy? All I'm saying is, you have to, you every day you step outside your front door, you in the arena.
That's right.
No matter what your sport is or what, you in the arena, and you have to learn the rules that dictate whatever lane you're in. Whether it's politics, whether it's sports, whether it's union, whether it's a worker bee, whether it's music, whether it's entertainment. If it's sports, run, nigga, run.
whatever it is, you need to really learn the rules of it and read the fine print.
Yeah, that's the key. That fine print will get you every time.
Because you can be the most talented athlete in the world, and I'm a team owner, and I sign you to my team, and I put in your contract. I know you like to go boats. You have boat parties on the weekends, and I know it'd be wild as fuck. I can put in your contract. You can't own a boat and no boat parties on the weekends. But I'm gonna sign you for $200 million max NBA contract. You ready for this 3 a.m. shit? You ain't paying attention to that line that says you can't have wild boat parties at 3 a.m. You can't own. You can't. You can't. Look. You can't own a motorcycle or ride motorcycles because here's the thing: if I'm the owner, you're my investment.
Right. And if I'm the,
I have to protect my investment.
If I'm the agent, I need you to hurry up and sign this fucking paper.
Because you get the commission.
Yeah. So that goes.
So that happens. And if you violate that stipulation, that article, line 33, 2.5, section 7, that says rail cannot have wild boat party, and it's your birthday, and your boys is like, let's do it, and y'all, and something happens. Oh, now you didn't say you a basketball, baseball, or football, and you hurt yourself, and not you, and I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Somebody in your crew, because there's always somebody that does some dumb shit, and you trying to make sure shit cool. You fall off the boat, clip your and break your wrist, you break your Achilles or whatever the hell, and now I don't got you for the next season. I'm gonna be like, hold on, he was where? He was doing what?
No,
with who?
The toughest part about that is that you might be the only one on that contract.
Exactly.
The rookies and shit.
Oh no, everybody.
They don't care if they break their wrist. Gone.
No, the thing is that your guaranteed money is voided.
Right, but I'm just saying, everybody got different stipulations and different rules.
Yep.
So
Yep. And you know what? And to bring it back to what I do, those grants. Those grants have stipulations. We have deliverables. We have to do monthly reports. We do quarterly reports. If you don't meet your deliverables, right?
Get that bread.
That's right. You have every cent in those grants, like the contracts. That money is accounted for.
Yes.
And you have to make sure that your paperwork, do due diligence to make sure that everything's accounted for. Meet your deliverables. Make sure the money that you get from the grant goes to where it's supposed to go and do what it's supposed to do, right? And that's why you have a good team around you, so you can make sure your board is tight, the board is doing what they're supposed to do, and everybody else is doing like if you're the running back, play running back. Don't try to play quarterback, right?
Oh, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, right?
Yeah.
And so my lane is I'm out doing promotion, seeking funding, boots on the ground, doing all the facilitation, and I have an excellent right-hand person, Miss Tunisia Owens, that handles my paperwork, and I have some other volunteers and a great board that supports me, and we're just trying to do the best we can for the community. And
doing a great job,
man, I'm trying to do my part, brother. I'm trying to do my part.
You're doing a great job.
Salute.
Right.
Sure.
So a lot of people, they know me as Mr. White 9 to 5, but I'm D Weezy 501. Yeah. So just like he was telling me that how we met through the cigar vibe. We all just came back. We were 30 deep. We went down to Houston Cigar Week last week. We just got back on Monday. Man, we had a blast. And anybody that's on my Facebook, I went live and I dumped a lot of pictures. But this is how our cigar world works. We just not out just smoking cigars and just talking and laughing. We networking and building.
Come on, man.
We networking and building.
Smoking cigars is definitely on some different. Like when I see a group of brothers smoking cigars somewhere, I'm like, they on some different. Like
exactly.
they like
you smoke cigars.
I don't.
I got one in the
But
car.
I do.
for you.
So he'll tell you I do smoke cigars, but I'm not a connoisseur.
I understand.
Like you can hand me this and be like, "This is from Malay Boucher or Italy,"
Right.
and I'll be like, "For real?" Like
Right.
it could be from the corner store. Like I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
I
But
understand.
yeah, no. But I just feel like y'all got y'all separate. Like like it's like a Mustang club or
Yes.
this club or
Yeah.
whatever. Like y'all got your own.
It's like our
separate-
little social club. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
It's
It's
so shout out to
bullshit.
Mike.
It's
Yeah,
bullshit.
shout out to Mike,
Second and
Third
third and
Acorn.
Ron.
It's bullshit.
Yeah,
Second and
Rob,
third.
Third Acorn.
That's right.
Salute.
That's right. They're having a
Vic, Kings
yeah,
and
Vic.
Queens.
Yeah.
They're having the next event. Let me shout out their next event. Hold
Mhm.
on. What was that? It's gonna be July. Was it July 5th?
Oh, Vic's birthday
birthday.
party. We have
Yeah.
Rob Benz.
And Rob
Benz.
Benz. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all cigar connoisseurs, man.
Hey.
Pull up, man. I know it's a lot of y'all watching, man.
It's a great.
Y'all meet them
it's a
up
great
there,
thing.
man, and y'all blow.
Mhm.
Yeah, that community. I like I said, I ain't smoked in
I
a year.
respect it,
But I network with everybody still because I fucks with everybody genuine. It ain't about just when you got genuine connection with people. Like I said, I ain't smoked in a year and because I'm listening to my doctor. I'm being healthy. I'm trying to be here forever, But I got shit to do. But I still support. I'm still there. I'm still like, hey, what's happening? It's companies that I fuck with. I deal with, and it's like, let's get it going. Let's happen. And it's a lot of real nice conversations that happen in these environments. And hold on, let me say something for y'all that may not know. It's not just men heavy in the cigar. It's women that's doing shit too.
Yes.
And so shout out to the sisters. Oh,
yes,
bro,
yes, my sisters was
His
thick.
sisters.
Shout out to all the sisters was in
Because we was just at
it was thick.
we was at 1701 earlier this month,
right.
a couple
That's
weeks ago.
Right.
It was a cool event.
That's right. Yeah, so some people it was at 1701.
Yeah.
At one side was open. That if you didn't want to smoke, it was over there. And if you wanted to smoke, it was watching the game on the other side.
Yeah.
So shout out to 1701.
Yeah.
Kim and Drew down there in the town on
Salute.
17th and Telegraph.
Hey, so tell them how to smoke a cigar, cause I hit a cigar twice and I'll be at the
Oh man, we need
Down in hell.
I'll
we
be
need
stupid.
down in
I'll be
hell.
like, bruh,
We
how
need
do
to be
y'all do
Mike
this,
and Rob and
bruh?
do a whole tutorial.
Yeah, I really,
Yeah.
Hey,
So I'm
we
putting a
Rob-
2 on a 10 because he done taught me
Yeah,
now.
I
But
we been
I'm
in Hawaii.
I'm like that movie we talked about going back. Like
Right.
at one point, I didn't know how to hit it.
Yeah.
So from a connoisseur standpoint, man, tell them how
No.
you bust one down
Right.
and smoke it.
Well,
If we gonna talk about it, let's talk about it.
So
man.
first of all, you got to figure out which kind of cut you want.
Right.
Right. You got the V cut. You got the guillotine.
You got the punch.
Right. You got the punch. Right. And depending on the
Star
cut,
cut. Yeah.
depending upon the cut,
that's like
that's the draw.
Yeah,
It
okay.
helps you
Your
with
draw.
control your draw.
Okay.
One opens it up more than the other. Right.
So what's a good draw? Like how do you know how far what makes the draw?
Well, the size of the hole is that
Yeah.
because all
It's like the
cigars
carburetor.
are capped, right?
Right.
Covered.
For
So
sure.
you have to cut the top to smoke a cigar,
Right.
right? And then you have to light it correctly. You have to toast it,
Right.
You spin it around, you toast it, and then and every time you take a puff, it'll like spark up a little bit. And you spin it around, and you toast it, and get that right cherry up the end, bright red,
Oh yeah.
and it is ready to go. But
That's
don't
what we all
inhale.
love.
Don't inhale a cigar.
You inhale a cigar,
It's
your
a
lungs
wrap.
will be on the outside of your body.
It's a wrap.
Oh, that's
So-
why. That's what happened.
Yeah, so
It's
you
not a
smoke-
cigarette.
It's not a cigarette. It's not a blunt.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what. See,
You smoke a cigar.
You let the smoke go over your palate once or twice,
Mm,
and then you
blow it out.
calmly let it out.
Right.
okay.
And you pair it with your favorite cocktail. Some people like
Cognac,
or
tequila,
whiskey,
whiskey,
whatever-
bourbon, whatever floats
you-
your boat.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Some people smoke cigars with wine.
Yep. Like
It's
me.
whatever
I'm-
floats your boat.
Yeah, because I like
Coffee?
Sean,
Yeah.
I told him I don't even
He
drink
don't drink brown, but he's
since
sipping
I'm here
tonight
today,
with us.
we on Cognac Confessions, so I
Right.
have to get with the cognac
Confessionals.
tonight. Confessionals, excuse me. So I'm with it, right? So, but yeah, I'm more of a wine. I drink wine, and I'm a vodka guy. But tonight,
That's me too.
I'm on the
Sip
cognac.
it a little bit.
That's right.
So, I want to thank you immensely for being here because
Sure.
you're a pillar in the
Yeah,
community, and there's people on my timeline that when I first posted that you was coming on, and they was in the comments when I first I made the post some weeks ago that you was coming on, and it was people who I know that was kind of like, oh D, man, brother's dope, man, brother mentored me, guided me, and I was like, that's what's up. They was in the comment, I was like, that's what's up. So it's just great to get, and I didn't fish for the comments, but they just was tagging in and like, hey, that's what's up. So I love when we have these interactions and to be able to sit here and organically just spread the shit. Because like Isidore said, like I said, I've known Isidore since I was teens. That's my guy. But to just have genuine organic growth and the love of our people and trying to expand our horizons, because life is more than just the bullshit that y'all think the lanes y'all gotta be in, where it be to these reality shows where all the chicks are fighting each other, and I hate those shows.
They already get on. They already
because everybody think that's how they gotta get on now.
Now they want to get on.
And
you
gotta
already made it on the show.
The love shows, and I gotta be
beating people
I
up.
gotta demean myself. And don't get me wrong, I watch some of the shit depending on how it is. I'm a fan of some reality game shows where you got to match wits and do shit to get a prize and a goal and do shit and do some teamwork building, because that's if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go together.
This reality right here. This reality.
Can I say one thing before we
go for
it?
You got it.
Against
So my people, my sisters, my brothers,
yes,
my family, and when I say family, I'm talking about my sisters. We all family.
Yes, sir.
Man, love yourself.
We all come from Lucy.
Love yourself. Hold yourself. Be the best you can be. Don't worry about what somebody else got. Don't worry about somebody else shining. Go at your pace, right? But love yourself and respect yourself and hold yourself to the highest accountability that you want to attain, right? And everybody, you need some self-care.
True.
Take some time out every day just to breathe, just to my self-care ain't not gonna work for Sean.
Right.
His self-care not gonna work for me. You have to find what works for you, right?
Yes.
And make sure that you're not only doing it for your physical health, but your mental health. Right? Get off these phones. Get off this some of the social media, and breathe. Go out and get some air. Put your feet in the grass, right?
With your shoes off.
Get your shoes off.
Get grounded.
Get grounded, right? And I'll say this, and like I started with, man, God did His job.
Shit, she did.
He woke us up today, and it's up to us to do the rest. And thank you, Sean, my brother, for having me. And peace and blessings, y'all.
And tell them where they can find you.
We ain't going. Yeah.
Okay,
so
you can find me.
Tell people where they can find you.
You can find me. You can find me. I never shout out my Instagram.
Yeah.
It's DWhite_53 on IG. Disclaimer: my daughter did my Facebook page years ago, and she made my IG. She said, "Daddy, you ain't on IG." I was like, "No." She said, "What you want it to be?" I said, D White something. She used one of my football numbers, and she made it. But yeah, you can find me on IG, DWhite_53, and just Darren White on Facebook. But like I said, hit me up, dwight@rpicares.com, and my website is rpicares.com. So I'm in the town, y'all. Y'all see me when you see me out. What's the song say? Holla at the player. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Player when you see me in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, man. Shout out, D, man. We appreciate you for showing up.
Thank you.
Man, my name is Camouflage Rail. You can find me under Rail, like the chain, RELL, or Camouflage, KAMMFLAGE. I'm in the building. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in, and thank all y'all for who tune in a little bit later on YouTube. Follow us.
Yeah.
That's where we at for all missed episodes. Just type us in. Cognac Confessionals, man. Y'all can check us out. We've been doing this for a while now. We need to build y'all. Subscribe, like, and all the shit. And yeah, man.
And Pharaoh was tuning in tonight. You can find our co-host Pharaoh at Pharaoh Films across the board on all platforms.
Yeah, man.
I just posted.
P,
Shout out to P. Get well soon, God. Yes. I just posted Horror in Oakland. He released it on YouTube. I just shared it.
I shared it too.
You know, we got a lot of stuff going on this summer. Summer is starting. Mm-hmm. You know, Memorial Day is the unofficial start of summer. I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm doing my garden. You know, I got my watermelon plants. I got cucumbers. I got cantaloupes. I got tomatoes. I got peppers, jalapenos. Okay. I got red watermelon and I got a yellow watermelon. So if you got a garden and whatnot, you know, hit your boy up. I'm growing some shit. I'll give you a plant, but I expect you to be growing your shit. Don't ask for some shit and be some bullshit. And shout out to Car and Ram. I got y'all plants ready for y'all.
Shout out to Car and Ram. My boy
Ram.
Keep winning them trophies, man.
Yeah, history to making entertainment, man.
Trophies with that drop,
shout out to Ram. But like I said, I'm Deshaun. You can catch me on IG at Cognac_Confessionals. You can catch me on Facebook and YouTube, Cognac Confessionals. But you can always find me in your chick dreams. Why? Because that's where I reside. But more importantly, you can find me at the bosom of the universe, because that's where I'll call home. You'll get that at 3 in the morning.
You might get it right now.
Yeah, please do. Isadora, what's happening? I want to thank everybody that's tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Lamar, Cam, K, Pharaoh, Lamar,
Isadora, man.
Angel,
shit, man.
Robert Mack. Let me see. I'm going through this real quick.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody
Matisse tuning in. Anthony Mark, as always, my guy. Tommy, Pharaoh's favorite daughter. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Tommy.
Von Trapper, everybody. Hey, and if I didn't say you, don't take it to heart.
This shot's for you if we missed you.
My fault. But thank you. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share. Hey, build this up. Build this up like y'all build up them celebrities who don't know y'all name and don't know who you are. Because if we know you, I'm going to shout you out and say what's up to you every time. Them celebrities, they just, you buying tickets to their shit. Nothing wrong with it, but all I'm saying is support the people who you might pass through in the Burger King or at not the Burger King, but the farmer's market. I don't shop at Walmart. But the farmer's market, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying, man. But for really though, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to keep doing what I do right, Izzy, all day. And now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, catch y'all next week. Be safe and respect and love each other.
Yes, for sure. First.
Peace and blessings. Day. Bye, motherfuckers.
Right on.